I'm yours truly, and this is how we made Rainy Days. So usually when I make beats, I usually just start with the melodies. If the melody doesn't interest me, then I'm not interested in the song. I always feel like that's the most important element. You have to have something that kind of connects emotionally, and that usually lives for me in the melody. So I found this sample, and I think I pulled it into my DAW, and then I played with it for like 40 minutes and just messed around with it to see what I could make of it. The first thing I made with it was just this short little intro loop. Added a little high-low pass on it just to body it out a little bit, and I added some peaks to this little chime in it. It had like a weird pop, so that's kind of why it's lo-fi. It wasn't lo-fi intentionally, it was more just a product of like what I had to work with. After that, I really wanted to just make sure that I had the structure down pat before I added anything, so then I took that same melody, I bounced it into its own stem, and then I ran it through gross beat and I half-timed it. So that sounded like this. And it kind of accentuated all of those pops from the record. After that, once I had the intro / hook melody and I had something that was going to be the body of my verse, I felt that there was just some like empty spots that weren't really being filled to the capacity I wanted. It just was very one-dimensional and boring. So I ended up adding this pad. Next, when I'm making beats, I'll generally go into my hats first, just something to get the people nodding. I always find myself nodding to the hats. If the hats are lit, then I'm gonna be lit for the song. So I added in just a regular hat, and then to complement that, I actually added in a secondary hat just to kind of add some punch, add a little bit more rhythm. I added the snare next. And it was a very, very basic snare. I think it was a Travis Scott snare that I ended up messing with, and I ran it through some sort of one drive or a pump just to give it more intensity. After the snare, I added in all of the perks, sticks, rim hits, and everything I did with that, I just punched in on my keyboard itself. I never use a MIDI, I always just cue punch it, so just live recording. So that sounds like this. We also added in, like as a very last thought, I added in a reverb perk and a clap. It felt naked, it needed a little bit more. The way that I was flowing wasn't really conducive to what I had going on yet, so we threw in this as well. And it just created a nice little rhythm. This is gonna sound mad weird to a bunch of producers. They're all gonna be really mad at me about this, and I don't care. But I added in my kicks last, and I always add my kicks in last. I don't know why I do it, but I always just toss the kicks in last. So with the kick and everything else put together, I really just wanted to find a rhythm, and then after that, I wanted to add something that would go along with it. I didn't want the pumping kick to dictate where the beat was going though, as I was trying to build more of a vibe or like an aesthetic to it. So the low end really wasn't a concern for me until I really came to it. The kick pattern honestly took me way longer than it should have, but that's just due to the process I took and it coming in last. With all that put together, that's really about it. I didn't do too much. After I did all that, I was supposed to write an interlude in between the two verses. I didn't like it, and I didn't want to do it. So I just ended up finding this really nice sample and playing with it a little bit. And I made that. Just a nice little atmospheric ditty to fill it in. And there you have it. Rainy Days.
Every day, rainy days, call my place, 7 ways, 7 sins, 7 days, 7 ways. I've been out, hide my face, hopping out, hide my face, call my bluff, hide my face, hide my waist, hide my face.
So the lyrics for this are super obvious. Like there's not much hidden message to it. I was going through withdrawals when I first made this beat, and I think I actually wrote it in the same day I made the beat. When I'd written this, I was really kind of just going through the process of getting sober, which was going to the meetings and, you know, kind of digging up everything that had gotten me to where I was at and realizing how much of a cycle I was in, which is where the hook came from. Every day, rainy days, call my place, 7 ways, 7 sins, 7 days, several ways, I've been out. That was really just me talking about how I was stuck in this monotonous cycle that I didn't really realize I was in at the time until I had to break the cycle. Like every single day I was doing this shit. It took a toll on me. So when I was writing this, I really wanted to capture the feeling of being stuck in that 7-day cycle. And then that's where the had my face, hopping out, had my face, had my ways, had my face, had my ways came from, was just because I'd been living this lie for so long about being okay and making it work, when in reality it was set up to fail from the start. After I went through the hook, I was really writing the verse kind of on past tense. A big inspiration for this song was Comes With It by Kerr. I love Kerr, by the way. He's a phenomenal artist. He really speaks introspectively about his past, and I was always really moved by that. And the camaraderie that he always displays when he's talking about his music and his past. And I felt I really wanted to capture that with just what I have going on with the boys and with Breakwater and myself. When I was in this cycle, music was really all I had aside from drinking. So I really wanted to just capture the then and bring it into the now, which is why we started with Here's to the Nights We Brought Up, All the Past That We Bought Up. That was really just me taking a step back and looking at what I'd become and what I built, and also realizing that it's not necessarily all bad, it's not all for nothing. Like, I hate to say everything happens for a reason, because I don't want to trivialize and generalize everyone's problems, but everything kind of can happen for a reason if you find the reason in the sadness.
Trill hit me up with the song. It was already pretty much completed for the most part, I think, when he asked for the feature. Have recorded his verse here in the studio. It took me a little bit to really figure out where I wanted to go with it, because whenever I get a feature, you know, you want to keep the intent of the song intact, but also add a different element to it as well, right? With this one, it just I kind of felt a little bit lost at the time. There's definitely a feeling of being stuck in a loop, right? Similar to that 7 days, 7 sins, 7 ways, right? Because yeah, you do get yourself stuck in these loops, and fuck it, I'm ready for more, you know?
Once again, I'm yours truly. That was Tiko Raspy, and this is Rainy Days. Enjoy.
Every day, rainy days, call my place, 7 ways, 7 sins, 7 days, several ways, I've been out, hide my face, hopping out, hide my face, call my bluff, hide my face, hide my ways, hide my face, hide my ways. Every day, rainy days, call my place, 7 ways, 7 sins, 7 days, several ways, I've been out, hide my face, hopping out, hide my face, call my bluff, hide my face, hide my ways, hide my face, hide my ways. Ice flicker, I'm caught up, remember nights I brought up, all the shit that they caused us, all the packs that we bought up. Tell them all this overtime, tell them all that I'm on a line. Wild night with the powder prime, parallel to the pantomime. Probably gon' kick right off, died too young, ain't no night off. My life been a big write-off, scream my calls like bitch fuck off. Talk that shit, you stallin' now, nobody ride if you down and out. Had too many, can't fall in now, blood ain't shit when you bleeding now. Keep it solid, I bite on my gray. Know I've been wrong, but I'm moving too right. Family matter, but not in this light. Life come in cycles, I'm riding a bike. Up on my stage, I'm feeling too slight. Might be a psycho, I hide it tonight. Weight on my shoulders for all of my life. Need to be lifted, I'm hitting a pipe. Coming around with the rumor report, and I know that nobody here gonna be fat. Check, running my lane and I kick in the door when they talk about me as a fat check. Look a bit thin in my blood, some of my kin never call. Thank God that I got me my dad, he know that his son gonna ball. Every day, rainy days, call my place, 7 ways, 7 sins, 7 days, several ways, I've been out, hide my face, hopping out, hide my face, call my bluff, hide my face, hide my ways, hide my face, hide my ways. Every day, rainy days, call my place, 7 ways, 7 sins, 7 days, several ways, I've been out, hide my face, hopping out, hide my face, face, call my bluff, hide my face, hide my ways, hide my face, hide my ways,
I ain't
hide
been
my...
home in way too long, nights alone, keeping on, reaching till I'm deep in wrong, please be gone. Personification, on vacation, random thoughts under fixation at the station. I can't seem to settle on a destination. Jordans on my feet, they always get to pacing. If only I could do the same. Acid rain in my double cup, fix me up, get me somewhere free from all this, but that don't get me nowhere. I've been looking forward. Tell him I'ma run this back. Fuck all that, I love mismatch. Tell him 2 punts I'll take and catch. Any and all, I'll take the flag. That's all I got, I'm ready to blow. I'm hungrier now than was ever before. That's how it go, I'm ready to show. I'm in it for more, I'm in it for more. Yeah.
Every day, rainy days, call my place. 7 ways, 7 sins, 7 days, several ways. I've been out, hide my face, hopping out, hide my face, call my bluff, hide my face, hide my ways, hide my face, hide my ways. Every day, rainy days, call my place. 7 ways, 7 sins, 7 days, several ways. I've been out, hide my face, hopping out, hide my face, call my bluff, hide my face, hide my ways, hide my face, hide my ways, hide my